Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Do you notice something funny on me today? I know you're thinking that I might have gone crazy today, but no, that's not the case. So in today's video, if you already saw it from the title, I am gonna be using the Morphe x Jaclyn the Vault collection that I've got right here. I actually purchased the entire collection myself. I got it directly from Morphe. And let me just start off by saying that I wasn't really sure if I wanted to film this video, just because by now I'm pretty sure everybody knows the controversy about this palettes, because the first launch was actually stopped because there were some bad reviews from people that were getting the collection in PR, and I guess Morphe and Jaclyn addressed that they found out there had been an issue with how the way the eyeshadows were pressed. I don't know all of the details. The point is that some people were not getting good eyeshadow palettes, and they decided to fix the problem and create new palettes that recently relaunched on the second time. So I actually got this collection on the second time that the launch happened. I'm not really sure if the first launch actually was available for the general public, but in any case, I ended up buying it myself. And as you can see right now, I have two different eye makeup looks because I wanted to at least try two eyeshadows, two palettes from the collection. So I ended up using Arm and Gorgeous, which is this one right here. And I used this one on this eye, which is my right eye. And I also used the Dark Magic palette, which is this one right here. And I used this one on the other eye, of course. I really wanted to give all of the palettes a shot and a fair chance, I guess, but I didn't want this video to be that long, so I decided to play with these two, and I did not try out the other two palettes. This video is just sharing my experience with buying this collection. Stay till the end so that you can see my final thoughts, at least on these two palettes. I did exclude I'm not wearing falsies because I really wanted you to appreciate the eyeshadows without the falsies, I guess, getting on the way. If you're interested in seeing how I got these two makeup looks and my thoughts on these palettes, then stay tuned and continue watching. So I'm gonna start by just priming one eye because I'm gonna concentrate on this one eye only for right now. So this is just my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I want to make sure to show you what I use for primer because this is what I would normally use whenever I'm doing my eye makeup. And I'm going to start off with using the Arm and Gorgeous eyeshadow palette. There you go, you can see it. This is the one that has a lot of the gold and yellow eyeshadows. I'm going to start by using this eyeshadow called Access. I think it will be a good transition color for the crease. This eyeshadow is actually very pigmented. I am pleased with the pigment that I'm getting, and I like how the eyeshadow is blending. I think it's relatively easy to blend. I'm lightly dipping my brush into the pan, so I am pleased so far. Next shade, I'm gonna go into this one right here called Secure. Okay, I like how that's looking so far. I mean, these two shadows have actually been quite pigmented, so I haven't had any issues on that. I actually really liked how those two shades blended together. Next, I'm gonna be using this Smooth Criminal eyeshadow, which is the brown eyeshadow that you see right here. I'm going to concentrate this eyeshadow just in this outer part of the eye because I'm going to go ahead and cut the crease, and I think that will be the ideal spot where this eyeshadow will bring a little bit more of depth and definition. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's looking a little bit patchy right here. Like, it's not blending that nicely with the other two shadows. Mostly this little spot right here. I'm not sure why it's not really blending. I don't really like that eyeshadow. I'm gonna leave it like that because I'm not sure what's happening. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the crease. I'm gonna use this one right here called Guilt Trip on the center of the eyelid. I'm gonna be fair and I'm gonna use my finger just because that's just the way I like to start applying eyeshadows on the lid. I am gonna switch to a brush just so that I can get into the inner corner right here. I feel like it's not picking up much of the eyeshadow just with the brush dry. Okay, I have to use some Fix Plus on the brush because it's not really picking up the eyeshadow. I do want to use this one. It's called Coin, and as you can see, it's just a little bit deeper, and it actually swatches a little bit more pigmented than Guilt Trip. So I want to see how this one looks just right here on the outer part. I feel like this eyeshadows might work better with your fingers because as soon as I use the brush, I feel like I lose a little bit of the pigment. I'm actually going to bring it all the way forward just because this one is a little bit more glittery than the first one. At least you got to see how Guilt Trip did on its own. I just need more pigmentation right here. I need to use this one better. So I'm gonna grab a little bit of black liner just to finish this eye look. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of mascara. I'm gonna leave this eye alone. So I just wanted to, before moving on to the next palette, I just want to show you some of the swatches from this palette. So this is BIP. That one is very pigmented. I do like. I'm gonna swatch the first eyeshadow that we use in the crease. That one is also very nice. You do have to blend it a little bit, but I think the color payoff is nice. Then I'm gonna go with Guilt Trip, which is the first eyeshadow that I use in the crease. I mean on the lid. And I think that one is also okay, but I wish it was just a tiny bit more pigmented. The one actually that I think it's my favorite, it's Coin. Let's see, I'm trying for you to see this nice. Do you see that pigment? That's what I'm talking about. That's the pigment that I guess I expect to see. The next one is a matte Kohl Agent. Okay, so that's Agent. That one we did not use, and I think it's okay. Now this one I'm very curious about. It's called Top Secret. Oh man, that one looks so shocky. Okay, let me try to blend it a little bit. Oh my god, the more I blend it, it looks like I'm grabbing a little bit more, by the way. The more I blend it, it almost looks like it's disappearing. I'm not a fan of the eyeshadow, I'll tell you that. And this is the Smooth Criminal one that gave me issues on my crease. There you go. Do you see what I'm talking about? The first instance where I first placed my finger, it doesn't have any pigment. This is Secure, and I used this one in the crease, and that one I actually liked. Okay, it looks a little bit funny in here, but for some reason in my eyes it actually blended really nice. I mean, like I said, sometimes finger swatches might not be the best. You have to try them in your eyes, but I can only do so many eye looks with all of the eyeshadows, I guess. And then I don't even know how to say this. I'm not sure, but this is the darkest eyeshadow in the palette. I actually like that one. That one is okay. And then lastly, the name is Classify. I'm gonna swatch it like right here. See, that one, for being a foil glitter eyeshadow, I was expecting more pigment. That's what I'm not liking from this palette. It's just that not all of the shades have the same consistency. And I think the next one I want to use is actually the Dark Magic one, just because I think this is one of the most famous ones. I've seen people review it. I'm very curious to see how this dark eyeshadows perform on my eyes, especially because she posted a tutorial using this palette. I really want to use this one. I'm going to start with this green eyeshadow right here, Potion. I'm still blending this eyeshadow, but can you see how it's leaving some marks right here on the inner part of the eye? I want to see if I can blend those out a little bit better. I don't know, I feel like it's a little bit patchy on this part. I'm gonna leave it like that because I feel like the more I blend it, the more it's taking off some of the previous eyeshadow I have put. I think I want to use this beautiful green eyeshadow for the lid. It's called Trickery. What's going on? Where's the glitter in it? It literally looks like the matte eyeshadow. I don't know what's going on. I mean, this is the same eyeshadow that Jaclyn used in her tutorial, but it did look a little bit more glittery in her video. I think as I am building it up, I see a little bit more of the glitter. But I'm really packing a lot of this eyeshadow. Like every time you see me take my finger off my eyelid, it's because I'm literally like rubbing into the pen. Do you see? It looks pretty on my finger, but I'm not seeing that glitter on my eye. I'm a little bit disappointed with this one too. I think she used Inside Job, which is this beautiful matte eyeshadow right here, between the one that we use in the crease and the lid. So I'm going to try to do the same, just to blend the edges of the Trickery eyeshadow out. The good thing is that the eyeshadow is actually covering a little bit more of the patchiness on this outer part. Okay, that one is actually very pigmented. I grabbed a little bit of that Inside Job eyeshadow and it is very pigmented, so you have to be careful when you grab it. And I think just to be fair with this palette, I'm also going to swatch it in my arm just so that you can see it. So the first eyeshadow, it's called Poof. Second one is called Power Cat. The third one, it's called Shh. I think that's how you pronounce it. I feel like I need to go over the swatch one more time. Sorry guys, my camera is focusing on me in the background. That's the eyeshadow we use on the lid. That one, it's called Diversion, and it's actually very pretty. Yeah, I think the matte eyeshadows, it will be hard to judge them just on a finger swatch. I think you really have to try them on your eyes and really blend them out once you're actually creating makeup looks. See how it swatches a matte eyeshadow. See, it actually, I think that one did a good job on the eye, but it's just not finger swatching that pretty. It's like a pretty dark brown eyeshadow. It's called Moho. Last one, let's see. This one I'm curious about because it is pretty dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my face makeup off camera and I'll come back. So this completes the makeup look. Ideally, I wanted to have like one style of makeup in both eyes, but I really wanted to try at least 2 of the eyeshadow palettes so that I can give you my thoughts on this collection. I think my main concern with this palette is that it's the consistency. Not all of the shades swatch and were as pigmented. I don't know, I feel like the consistency should be the same in all eyeshadows in the palette, and I did not see that. So I mean, but at the same time, I try to remind myself that it is a very less expensive eyeshadow palette, I should say. I think individually they're selling for like $15. If you do buy the bundle or the vault, I guess it's like 49 divided by 4, so it's like they come out to like $12.25 each. So it all depends how you purchase it. I think either way it's still cheaper than other eyeshadow palettes. I mean, Morphe is known for cheaper eyeshadow palettes and just makeup in general. So I think having that in mind, still you are getting a good deal on the eyeshadows, but at the same time I feel like Jaclyn Hills has always set the bar high when it comes to makeup. She's always very sharp and very critique to products that she uses in her tutorials, so I feel like I expected more than what I actually got. So I think consistency is the major letdown on this collection. I don't know what was happening with production. I honestly don't know, but I feel that they should have done a little bit of a better job in that sense, because even though they try to fix the issue, some things are still happening. If they were all the same and performed the same and were just as pigmented and as easy to blend, then I will tell you yes, you should go and buy it. But unfortunately, that's just not the case for me. But yeah, I mean, that's everything for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this makeup tutorial and my information and input was somewhat helpful for you today. With that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.